Amina played the shit show game.
Yes, the shit show is great.
It's called Fall Guy, but it's a shit show. Oh, hello, Marcus. Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Langer Podcast. You want to try it, Lewis?
Welcome to Gardening
Gardening
with
101.
Marcus. I am your host, Marcus.
So obviously, y'all know that voice. Debbie Lewis.
We be talking about gardening.
Gardening 101.
You hear some more voices in the background. I
Plants and
have,
tulips.
I have Miss Muffin.
Next season, tomatoes.
We have Miss Megan.
Hello.
We have back again Daniel
Hey there.
and Stephanie.
Hey there.
So we have a fairly interesting topic that we're going to talk about this evening. Not to. What are you pointing at me for? You're like, oh shit,
No,
what's the
I
topic?
didn't know if that was your beer.
No. Months over here. So, with the exception, not to be the odd man out, with the exception, everybody here rides on their own. Now, Heather at the same time has been around motorcycles her whole life, so she understands 100% how this goes, and I've actually seen her be the one to step in and do this. We, as a motorcycling community, have a responsibility to be adults. We have a responsibility to be respectable to other people's wishes. I'm not telling you to not run 100 mile an hour up and down the interstate. Don't do it in a neighborhood that the speed limit's 15 miles an hour that kids play in the middle of the road. I'm not telling you to not rev up your motorcycle, because guess what? I do it too. But if you're cruising through the middle of a parking lot where there's a concert going on right next door outdoors, don't be an asshat. We, as motorcycle riders, have a responsibility to hold each other responsible to our own actions.
Absolutely. So, obviously, we're talking about Nightfall for everybody that
That's in the Chattanooga area.
in the Chattanooga area.
Everybody that's probably listening to this podcast.
Hey,
And-
we've got listeners in other countries. So shout out to Australia and South Korea, because we've got some regular listeners in both of those areas.
Yeah.
Daniel's making amazing faces.
So, here's the deal.
You're worldwide.
There's been a lot of there's been a lot
real
of problem, or obviously there's been a lot of opinions thrown around, especially on social media, general conversation, one-on-one, whatever, about the last 4 weeks in Chattanooga with the biker community.
Yeah, because we've had 2 back and then we had 2 off.
So
Yeah.
about 4 weeks.
So 4 weeks.
So about 4 weeks. Okay, so there's been a lot of opinions thrown around, general conversation, whether it be social media, whatever. So
There's been a lot of rumors and a lot of lies.
there's been a lot of rumors, been a lot of lies. So in regards to Nightfall, in regards to our local bike nights that lost a few sponsorships during the last for about a couple weeks, what I've noticed is this: the people that disagree with what everybody's saying about why their problem exists and who's to blame just so happen to be the fucking problem.
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
100%.
so here we go. Biker gangs, number 1. And then the asshats that come through and for some reason have to rev up their motor, bounce it off the chip.
So I'm going to say this because I physically experienced this today. So in my job, I'm around a lot of guys in motorcycle clubs, okay? Whether they're a traditional motorcycle club, whether they're a 1%er club, whether they're a riding club, a riding organization, all that type of stuff, okay? We had some in the shop today. A dad came in with his kid, and there was a couple guys standing by the front door, and immediately the kid looked at him and goes, "Dad, I'm scared." And he's like, "You don't have anything to worry about." The problem is the kid was scared because honestly, this wussification that the country's gone through had taught these kids that those aren't individuals, that those are criminals. My problem is the people on motorcycles acting like total assholes on their motorcycles that nobody will say anything to, including the people that are paid to say something to those individuals. I'm not going to call them out by name.
No, I'm trying to follow. Say again now. Repeat that again.
Last Friday at nightfall,
Yeah.
there was very specifically a sign that said, "Don't do this in this area, or you'll be sent away."
Right. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
People came through and did it,
Yeah. And did nothing.
and the people that are paid to do something about it
Yeah.
did nothing about it.
Right.
So now, the people that come down, the majority of the people, we'll call it the silent majority because we cruise in, hang out, sit there, have a good time,
Have a good time. Do what we're supposed to be doing.
right, are suffering the consequences.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if one of us last week had stepped up when we saw that nothing was being done and stepped in front of those guys and said something, now obviously we probably would have got in trouble,
Absolutely.
we would have been taking responsibility for the motorcycle community.
Exactly. Well, and that's just the thing. And kind of going with the topic of what we're talking about tonight, so holding each other accountable. What hurts us one hurts us all. So the last bike night that we had, there was two things that hurt us. And it was, number one, the one crowd that was there that causes absolutely no problems at all. And then another crowd that we had never seen before in this town showed up that caused no problems at all. All of a sudden there was a problem. And it was with the biker gangs. I'm not soft on that shit. It's domestic terrorism, and screw them all. Then the second problem is, like we were talking about, with the other guys coming in, for whatever reason, think it's cool to make as much noise. I always think of the South Park episode. Yeah. So there's no reason for either one of them. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a family-friendly environment.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
what
city
you-
event.
It's a city event. That's what drag strips are for. If you want to go do that, I mean, my God, you paid for a 1,000cc bike.
That being
You might as well
said-
use some other gear than neutral.
That being said, my bike is extremely loud, and I've never had anybody look at me and go, "You need to quiet down," which obviously means they are being a lot louder than mine. I mean, and mine sounds like a straight pop drag car that you're standing right next to when it's running.
But you're also
Yeah.
not sitting there hitting that rev limiter as you go through the parking lot trying to find your spot. You don't sit there on your bike, rev it
Well-
up because you saw your buddy come drive by. Or
Well,
ride by, sorry.
Exactly. And to both problems, nobody thinks you're cool. Nobody cares.
We all have motorcycles that make loud noises.
We all
I can go
can
do
make
that
loud
on my
noises.
own time if I really want to.
Are we comparing loud noises? I'm not sure if yours makes loud noise. You know, some guy asked me last night if you were baffled, and I said I think he is. And she was like, "No, I think he said there was no baffles." And the guy's like, "It's going to be extremely loud." And I was like, "I've heard it, and I've heard my bike," and I was like, "No, he might have baffles."
No, this is a Honda. It's wildest at its best is kind of baffled.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's a slip on
Yeah.
a Harley.
what sucks about it, and to play my own devil's advocate about what we were talking about last night,
Yeah.
we got to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Had we stopped either problem and said, "Hey, knock this shit off. This is stupid. Let's have a good time," and there was some sort of altercation, who do you think the people that were supposed to be enforcing the rules, as we call them, the big sign that was up, who do you think would have gotten in trouble over that? Who do you think they would have come to?
Oh, we would have been the ones in
Yeah.
trouble.
Absolutely. Case in point, I have a friend that I'm not going to mention his name, went to Nightfall on one of the days where the it was closed off. I think it was like the last weekend that it was going to be closed off.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
Yeah.
because obviously Nightfall didn't do a very good job of reporting it to everybody.
Yeah.
That, hey, we're not going to have motorcycle parking. It was like the second paragraph in one post that they did. Anyways, so he showed up and he's like, man, where's everybody at? Barricades are still as they have always been. He kind of went by and started to take off his helmet, and then 3 of the people that were supposed to be enforcing the rules, all of a sudden they want to enforce it. So they come up to him all hot and heavy,
Yeah.
and was like, "What are you doing? You went past me!" And like this guy thinks he's fixing to go to jail. It's like, oh damn, I didn't know. You know, sorry, hey man, no disrespect or anything. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Played very tough with this guy, very tough.
The one person that's not actually doing anything wrong.
And then Johnny, last week, as people causing problems come by, looks at the problem solvers, is like, hey, here they are. They walk up to him. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, you got a sign here, and we all know we're not supposed to do this, and here they are doing it. Are we going to do anything about it? Well, we don't want to cause any problems.
Wow.
You caused the problem.
Well, it's easier for them to retroactively.
Yeah. And then the next week,
The problem that they have now caused is they have now turned pretty much the entire Chattanooga motorcycle community against them.
and we're all on their side.
Yeah,
That's the thing, is
sad
we're
part.
on your team. You know, we're all for you guys.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there was people last night that were, I mean,
Very unhappy,
pissed.
and
You see it on
rightfully so.
Facebook. People are pissed.
But you know, we didn't have a single problem last night. Did
No.
we? We went in there in our little corridor. But you know why? Because the people that caused the problem were not there. And I am talking about problem number 1 and problem number 2. None of them were there. And guess what? We all had a great time. We sat there. We looked at bikes. You know, we shot the breeze with each other. We had a great time. And there was not one single issue.
Yeah.
It was great.
But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that we actually, 99% of us, are being considerate, polite. We want to enjoy this hobby that we all share. That's too complicated.
Well,
That,
and
it's too easy to put us all under one blanket name.
yeah.
Because every time those groups come in, we go to the lowest common denominator. That's what it is. Those people are causing a problem, causing a scene. Everybody there is now causing a scene.
Well, here's the thing. Nightfall has tried to survive without motorcycles before. And I don't mean this year.
Yeah.
I mean in years past. They have tried to survive without motorcycles because they thought they could do away with it. That didn't last. And they brought motorcycles back.
Well, what did you see last night? We
They're
were on
good
that
at-
one block.
Right, I
They had
think they're
that
going-
entire empty street.
I think they're going to attempt it again. And it's not going to last. But I think this time, instead of it not lasting, it's Nightfall itself that's not going to last. I think they're going to drown
Yeah.
themselves out.
Which is a great opportunity for someone
For
here.
someone here.
Well, look, this is what I don't understand. Motorcyclists in general, here in the United States, these are novelty items that we own. We
Yeah.
have disposable income to buy a toy, to go down to a event. We're showing it off. We're talking about it, having fun. We have that disposable income. We're the ones buying stuff. We're the ones buying the concessions. If you noticed, there weren't very many people out there
No.
on Friday.
No,
No.
They're not at all.
no, I guarantee you, food sales down, beer sales down.
But they have more vendors now because they park them in the street.
Yeah.
Well, what I
and,
thought was-
and if nobody's buying any of that shit, then you know that's.
Wait, you
What I-
don't want some geodes?
Yeah.
What I thought was funny was someone did comment on Facebook and said that they didn't want the bikers anymore. They only wanted the suit and tie crowd. Well, here's the problem. That suit and tie crowd, dad shows up with 4 kids and would love to have a motorcycle and walks around and looks at the motorcycle while mom's taking care of the 4 kids. But he doesn't have that disposable income. Now, granted, there's people that show up with their motorcycle that also have 4 kids and have gotten a babysitter for the night. But that's the individual that has disposable income. So, and I was talking to somebody about this at work today, and I said, even for someone, so using me as an example, okay, it is a disposable income. I could have took the money I spent on a motorcycle and had a really nice vehicle. I don't have a nice vehicle because I choose to have a nice motorcycle. So it is still considered disposable income, but at the same time, hey, to anybody in sales, that's a click red flag, or not a red flag, that's a flag to you going, hey, this individual might not make the best decision sometimes when it comes to investments.
Well,
Because
and
I'm sorry, motorcycles
so-
aren't investments.
So last night, one thing that we saw
Three
a lot of
Kawasaki's.
people. We saw a lot of people that we know are probably never going to buy a motorcycle. One of which, well, actually two of which, but one of which sticks out in my mind. The guy that likes your bike really good.
Yeah.
He's probably never going to buy a motorcycle,
No,
Let's hope
right?
not.
no.
Probably right on the back of Daniels, but never gonna buy a motorcycle. But guess what he was doing?
He liked the color.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was
He
sitting
was
there.
going
he
around
pulled-
looking at motorcycles.
Well, yeah, he saw the color. He pulled out his little pocket knife and was comparing it
Right.
because it was the same, like
Well, I think it matched his romper too.
tequila or
Yeah, that's romper.
whatever.
But my point is people come down there. You know, they say they come. It's a music festival. I get that, but there are so many people
There's
that come down there just to
so
look.
many people that literally walk. They come down there because when you're at the motorcycles, you can hear the music.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 15 feet away from the stage to hear the music. You don't even have to be in the Nightfall area to hear the music. You can hear the music.
Yeah.
But we can sit there and hang out around our motorcycles, and we have all kinds of people that walk through and ask questions about motorcycles that don't ride motorcycles, might not know a damn thing in the world about a motorcycle, but sees a motorcycle and thinks it's pretty.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I think we, as the motorcycle community, have the responsibility, as much as you want to sometimes, to be an asshole to these people when you've had the same question 14,000 times. You don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when somebody keeps coming by and go, what kind of motorcycle is that? And he has to keep going, it's a Honda Valkyrie. It's the same thing as a Goldwing engine. And he starts to get frustrated. But the thing about it is when you're doing that, when you ride your motorcycle down into that type of environment, if you're standing around your motorcycle, be prepared because now you are a representative of the motorcycle community and it's almost like sales. You're customer service. If someone comes up and goes, hey, what kind of motorcycle is that? I'd like that. That's a pretty neat bike. That means they probably don't know jack shit about motorcycles. They think your motorcycle's pretty because it's turquoise and the same color as their little miniature pocket knife.
But that's the point.
Be nice to it.
Yeah.
We need to be good stewards of the hobby. And
Correct.
for us to continue to have the freedoms and events like Nightfall,
Well, and-
we need to bring more people in. We need to have more people that actually want to do
Chattanooga.
it and come out.
In the past 20 years. So the thing about it is to go, oh, they're taking Nightfall away, the most motorcycle friendly in the city of the nation. Okay, 20 years ago, it might have really been the most motorcycle friendly city in the nation because almost every single one of these restaurants around here had motorcycle parking in front of it. I remember as a kid pulling up to different restaurants and where they have all these to-go parking at now, it was motorcycle
No,
parking.
those are all bike lanes now.
So yeah, but now it's like they don't want it. I know we had a situation a couple of years ago where we put 3 bikes in one of the parallel parking spots on the street, and we got stared at for it, and it was like we paid the meter.
Well, and the kids love it too. I see how
Yeah.
the kids get so excited to see the bikes. They sit
Yeah.
there and stare
Yeah.
at them, go by.
They do. Yeah. I mean, the kids love it, and kind of going back to your point with the story about the kid, and you know, it kids love it.
It's free.
It doesn't. You know, you can veer them off of it pretty quick too.
Yeah.
Correct.
So when you make it an intimidating environment, whether it really is or not, when you give it the perception of an intimidating environment and a not safe environment, what ends up happening is kids are not interested anymore. You've lost them probably forever. The parents are like, these people are ridiculous. I'm not dealing with.
Well, that's the thing. When these groups come through and you create that tension,
Yeah.
the parents see it. They don't want to bring their kids around. You know, the
Right.
kid may be standing over there in the field pointing like, I want to go look. parents aren't going to let them around. Like, no, that's not safe. We don't want to go around those
Well,
people.
yeah.
When 99% of them are, the doctors, the lawyers, the attorneys, the guy that works at State Farm that just bought his cruiser and wants to bring it out and
Yeah.
show it off.
Yeah.
Just regular people.
Well, like
that
I
want to be
said,
out here.
outside of Nightfall, I mean, you have that same stuff. I mean, the people that take off ripping and roaring through a neighborhood. You see posts on Facebook about people acting like idiots. You see posts on Facebook about just had a motorcycle almost hit me head on in this intersection, stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I see those guys. I see them acting like
Yahoos.
yeah. Thank you. That's a safe word.
Just safe word.
But like I've seen them. Don't get me wrong. I've been the one acting like an idiot myself.
Yeah.
And there's been times where I've been acting like an idiot that I really wish somebody had called me out and went, "Hey, dude,
Yeah.
chill."
Well, and it's like a lot of times, especially when you're younger, and maybe you're not as deep into the.
Unfortunately, part of it though is you're talking about younger. Some of them guys are older than us.
Well, they are, and some of them, of course, raising has a lot to do with it. Young, and also too, you have people that may not be as deep into the hobby as maybe we are, that are occasional riders or whatever. So they come through. You adapt to your environment, right?
Yeah.
So when you see somebody doing a burnout in the middle of the event, or you see people bouncing their shit off the rev limiter, and you see all this, tension of, one gang versus another or something. If you don't know any better, you adapt, especially if you're not that versed in it.
Well, you want to be like everybody else.
You want to be
that's
like
doing
everybody
something.
else. So it rubs off, and it almost sets a standard to where, okay, this is what I can get away with, so this is what I'm going to do.
I think the thing that a lot of people don't realize that don't ride motorcycles, even your slowest motorcycle, your street-going motorcycle, is still faster than most cars on the street, and it's going to be louder than most cars on the street.
Yeah.
So, that guy is zipping through traffic. While he shouldn't be doing that if he's cutting people off and being an ass, he's on a vehicle that can easily do that, and that's not even a concern.
Yeah.
So you now give somebody the ability to go fast, make a lot of noise. Once again, this is a novelty. This is fun.
Well,
We're having fun.
I want to recall from a past episode where Lewis is talking about a guy that had never rode a motorcycle, and they go out, they're looking at R6s and R1s and all that other stuff, and you were thinking in your head, "Oh my God," when realistically you should have been saying, "Don't do that, dude."
Yeah.
That's,
See, I was
that's
younger.
not-
Here's what I was thinking.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm going to get to ride an R1.
Wait, you bought it and I don't? Hell yeah.
Now, I do have to say, the
It's on
one
your
game
insurance.
that I do adore and I love so much, they don't come through, they go on the next street over. The Grom gang.
Yes, I like
They are my favorite gang in the world
Yeah.
because they just appear and they disappear and grow.
And they're
I-
fun, but I'm going to tell you, the last night
yeah.
that we actually had of what we call Nightfall, that little Grom gang was part of the problem.
They were out there doing wheelies in the middle of the intersection.
And one of them
They're out there
came
revving
very
the crap
close.
off.
No.
Came very close to hitting a woman when he was on the back tire. When he let the back front tire down, it was within about 3 feet of her ankle.
Well, now I'm disappointed in the Grom
I
gang.
think
Well,
too.
and again, so, and here's the thing, because some of those Grom guys are probably our listeners. It's cool, and I enjoy it,
I love them.
but
That's not the time and
there's
place for it.
that's
No,
not the time and
no.
place. I will come to your events at Chester Frost, or not Chester Frost. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Shit,
Wait,
the
do they have
park.
get-togethers?
off Fraser Avenue, Coolidge. I think
Oh.
they have to meet up there every so often, or whatever, and it's cool what they do. And a lot of them are pretty talented guys.
Yeah.
Nightfall is not
the place.
the place.
You know, they
to
should
do
just
it.
continue
I wanna-
their little
Well,
side
here's the
street.
thing. I want to see somebody on a 1000 going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Okay? I
absolutely.
want to see that. I don't want to see that on I-75 while my parents are driving down the road, because guess what? You're going to freak my parents out. They're going to swerve the wheel, and all of a sudden, I don't know how many people dead are going to be in the middle of the interstate
Yeah.
because
Be a grease spot on the middle of the interstate.
Yeah.
my parents are old. Somebody's going to get hurt.
But that's the thing. Nightfall is a pedestrian event. You have people
Yeah,
walking
that's-
around.
yeah.
You have families walking around. Hell, there's people pushing baby carriages and walking their dogs, looking at the motorcycles, and then you have these people that fly through
Here's the
on
other
the back
thing, too.
wheel.
You have literally
Or they showed it.
people, like you said, walking across the cross street, and people will get caught by them and then
Yeah.
to get them to move out of the way. It's like,
But why?
give them a second.
Yeah. That's not the place to do it.
You know, revving your engine at, Grandma Moses over here, she's not going to walk any fucking faster.
She
She
can't walk
just,
any faster.
she's going to tell all her friends that this asshole motorcyclist revved his engine at her, made some profane
You know
gestures.
when revving an engine at somebody like that is actually fun and funny?
When you see a Georgia driver driving in the left lane, not passing anybody
No,
on the
no, no,
interstate.
no, no.
Well, that's it.
In Panama, at Bike Week, when the people are walking down the side of the road at the beach, and then Shannon cruises past them on the Softail, and just right as he gets next to him, he goes, "Blah!" Because you literally watch people jump out of their skin.
Yeah.
That's a scenario,
It's
though, where
hilarious.
that's almost commonplace, though.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's 100% appropriate, too. 100%. I'll be doing it this
But it's not
fall.
appropriate at nightfall here
No.
in Chattanooga.
No.
Yeah.
There's exceptions.
Well, and the thing is, it's like my post yesterday. Everybody gets punished except for those that committed the crime.
Correct.
That's correct.
The guys that go down there and we sponsor this event and we bring people to this event and for the better of the town, and it's a great event for the city of Chattanooga. Ultimately, we are the ones that are punished, and I really wish the promoters. I would love to have a sit down with some of the management, promoters, whatever of the event, and just kind of go through my thought process on how we could work together to make this what it always has been, and delete all of the stuff that's keeping it from being what it has been. But
Yeah. Let's
We
delete the
are-
concert and all the other people. And
Just
the,
make it a
Hey,
bike show.
Yeah,
here's
it's
the
just
thing.
making a motorcycle show.
Here's
Which
the
is
thing.
fine. Let's do that. Let's
I'm
take the
great
entire
because
city.
of what a point you made. I'm great with live music, vendors, food, beer, all this stuff. Because you know what, Dad, that you were talking about, that maybe on the fence or maybe trying to get permission or maybe
Yeah.
doesn't, that's coming out looking at the
Permission?
bikes,
Who needs that?
that's bringing 4 kids
A
and
dad
a wife or
for
whatever.
information.
You know, he's coming in there looking at the bikes.
There is no forgiveness in that
Do that
situation.
That's we need. It needs to be a family event,
But
it
Those
always
are the type of people that we need to appeal to
Mhm.
as motorcyclists, because those are the ones that are going to put out that good image.
Well, and I've always known it to be a family event because there always has been, and I've always seen it. Dad gets to buy the motorcycle. Wife lets him buy it. Dad rides the motorcycle down. Wife comes down with the kids, and then they go do whatever.
If I'm not mistaken, one of your mechanics does that. from time
One of
to
our
time.
one of our techs does that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where it's a great event the way it is. I wouldn't change anything about the event, except for we're going to have law enforcement on our side. They're going to have. We're on their side. That
It
don't
would
make
be-
no
So
mistake
I'm
about
going
it.
to say this. I had a conversation with someone today. They told me they don't know because they're not there. But it might be a situation of where they're not going to say anything until Friends of the Festival says something. Well, to me, as soon as Friends of the Festival, and this is what I told them, I said, to me, as soon as Friends of the Festival put up a sign to a blocked off area saying,
Don't
if you
do
do this, we will kick you out. That's them taking that step.
Right.
Now Friends of the Festival have taken their step.
But like you said, they don't want to get involved. They don't want to cause some issue because of the perceived violence that may occur or the perceived altercation that may come of it, especially with some of these groups that come in.
Well, I think some of these guys that are keeping the peace down there are afraid of then people going, did you see he just stopped them? people from revving up their motor. Okay, you know what? If you got people that say that, you got like 5 people. But you know what you just got? You got 1,000 people clapping and applauding
Yeah.
you because you just told that dude to stop revving up his fucking motor.
You just deleted 5 problems, and then you're going to have a damn line of people coming up to shake your hand saying thank you because we don't want to lose this event.
Correct.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. And
I think they've already lost.
here's the
it.
thing:
Yeah.
we can't. We can 3 or 5 of us can sit here and say, or 6 of us. I'm sorry. 6. We can sit here and talk about this all day long.
He forgot you were here, man.
That's all right.
He's only looking at one hand.
We can sit here all day long and talk about what we would do and everything. And like we were talking about earlier, we can't do really anything about it. So how do we hold each other accountable? So as soon as we go over there and we say something to a 1%er or a kid that's bouncing his stuff off the chip, it's not going to end well, right?
So I want to say this though. I want to put this out there because, until that night when another club showed up and nothing actually happened.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah,
for some reason on Facebook everybody said that there was SWAT and
Oh my
everything
God!
else.
Yeah.
Nothing even freaking happened. Okay. Before that,
There was no problems.
Yeah.
even the 1%er guys were rolling in, not causing any issues.
No problems
They
at
were
all.
coming in,
We had-
parking. They were doing the exact same thing that
Everybody
we did.
else was doing. Yeah,
you
you
go
would
down
never
the
know.
street. What did we have? Maybe 400 or 500
The
motorcycles
problem,
parked on the street.
the problem since day one has always been those dudes coming in,
Yeah.
revving them up. Even last year, year before that, year before that, year before that. I've been going for several years, and they roll past, and every time they did, I'm sitting there quoting Fast and Furious. I'm like, go ahead and blow it up again, so me and the mad scientists can tear the head apart and replace the piston engine prod.
Yeah.
So they've been doing it for years.
But no one says just stop. No one has ever told them to stop.
I mean,
because
yeah, it's a tap on the shoulder from somebody with a badge
Yeah.
going, hey,
cut that shit out.
cut it out, no more, we're done. And after that first time, not saying it's never going to happen again because it probably will, but it's going to significantly get less and less. And then
Oh yeah, 100%.
if it doesn't, you write them a noise complaint. You write them a ticket for noise.
Sit out there with a decibel meter.
Yeah,
we have a
exactly.
noise violation law in Chattanooga.
And I mean, because the thing is, if I sat out there on a Saturday through Thursday at any time of the day, and I did that at that red light, or I lit up the back tire or whatever, guess what? I'm getting a ticket if not going to jail.
Well, the thing about
So
it is, the
why
road
is it from the hours of 5
So-
to 10 in that same area on a Friday that it all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to cause any problems.
So here's my thing about it. Okay, to the guys doing the wheelies, just so you understand kind of how the law's written. All right, that is not a closed road. That road is a closed through traffic road, which means that road is still a functional road. If something was to happen, they will move everybody out of the way, and they will bring ambulances and fire trucks through there if they have to.
Yeah.
Which means if you're in the middle of the intersection doing wheelies, guess what you're doing? You are committing a crime.
Yeah.
It is illegal to do that.
Yeah. And it's just weird that we can sit there and do it in the middle of surrounded by, enforcement, and all of a sudden
Nothing
it's
happened.
like, you know what? Instead of doing a ticket, I think we're just going to shut the whole thing down.
Yeah. We're going to punish everybody that's just standing here talking
Yeah.
about
But see,
it.
that's the thing. That's the underlying
But
thing.
here's the problem.
I
though.
feel like they have that intention.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing
Yeah.
it the way they're doing it. It's
Yeah.
because they want a reason to go, no
No.
more motorcycles.
Done. Yeah.
Well, we're not actually going to enforce this, so you guys keep doing it. The public opinion is going to keep getting worse. As you see, we're both talking about all the posts on Facebook. How many people are like, well, I was trying to listen to the music, and that motorcyclist was over there just revving his engine the entire time.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear, this
I've never
person
seen that
screeching
post on
at me.
Facebook.
I have. And you know what? I agree with them. They're
Yeah.
not motorcycle. They're not my people. Whatever. I'm sure they're great people. They're just not in my circle. I agree with them. There's no reason for it. It doesn't have to be that way. And like the topic of the day, it makes us all look bad.
Mhm.
It makes every one of us look like assholes. And,
One of
and
us-
I
Well,
agree
and
with
here's the thing, too. Okay. So there is a dealership that has a sponsorship rights at the event.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. They're suffering from this.
Absolutely.
The owner of their company runs our city.
Yep.
He knows about it. You want to know how bad this is? he can't do jack squat about it. I feel there's somewhere that he could, but he's told them
If
that
you
there's
enforce
nothing he
the
can do about
rules
it.
that you already have, you don't have to make new ones. I've always said that.
Well,
if, you
amen to that.
if you enforce the rules,
Amen to that.
you can't do burnouts. You can't bounce your shit off a railing.
Preach it,
You can't
Lewis.
You can't do wheelies in the
Preach
middle
it.
of the intersection. There is no reason
Holy
to make
Spirit.
new
Oh.
rules if you enforce the ones you have.
I feel it.
Tay-Tay.
I feel it.
And gangs
The
are
light
domestic
has touched me.
terrorists. They must be dealt with accordingly.
I just dropped my hands. I just lost it. He lost me
Just
now.
lost it.
He lost
We
me.
tried.
It's true.
He lost me. He
If
lost
you
me.
cut out all of that, you have what not fault
Okay.
has always been.
I can see. I'm gonna say this. I can see where you come through on the motorcycle clubs because we've had this conversation several times. I'm not saying there's not people in clubs and organizations that aren't bad people, but there's also a lot of people in those clubs and organizations that are really good guys. I mean, guys that
Absolutely.
we know on a personal
Hell
level
yeah, absolutely.
that are great guys
Absolutely.
that would go out of their way to do anything for even a stranger on the side of the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to put the blame on them. I think a lot of that is a public perception.
Well,
It's
here's the thing.
individuals.
And my
It's individuals that choose
It-
to act out in this way.
here's the thing. Like we were talking about earlier, there was never when you had one group there was never a problem. We know a lot of these guys. We're friendly with a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and everything that you just said was absolutely true. And I'm not bashing on any individual. I'm bashing and I'm speaking out against the whole mentality that just because some other group shows up that is also doing the same exact thing that that group is doing, all of a sudden it's a hostile situation. Now you're on pins and needles.
Well,
Oh,
that's
shit,
something
when's
that-
something going to happen?
That's something that I'm sure that they understand and have their reasons for. I don't get it. I mean, I do feel that way when certain
yeah.
other people show up in places I do, but that's typically people that are trying to burn the American flag and those types of things.
Well,
anyways.
and that's why I made the comment about the domestic terrorism. There's no reason why we, as tax-paying Americans, in our hometown, in a little event, should ever feel unsafe. Now, I do not, and I don't care who it is, regardless of motorcycles, I don't give a
Yeah.
damn if it's MS-13 or the damn Crips. It's all the same. Everybody's good as long as there's one group there.
yeah.
But as soon as the other one shows up, ill intent or not, and to make myself clear, I'm speaking on behalf of myself. I'm not speaking on behalf of Marcus or Daniel or White Line Parker Davidson. Anytime that you're in an environment like that, to me, it's no damn different than living under the Taliban rule. It's not. It's absolutely no different. There's no reason for it. And I don't think we should have that shit in our city.
So, tomato, potato. Let's play a game. All right.
Somebody better fucking say a.
I
No,
am.
don't even say it. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. Who's administering?
What?
We're playing a game.
What game? The same game as usual?
Yeah. Who's
Oh.
administering?
Start
You
it.
three can confer together.
I'll start it. The one that Trey tried to kill me on today.
Max.
Oh, VMAX.
That
New
was fun.
VMAX.
That was fun.
We're gonna have to get. We're gonna
It's
say
like
new
2019.
VMAX.
Yeah, it's
Billy's
2019
VMAX. Okay, so that bike.
Yes.
I mean, if I had one, I'd keep it. I wouldn't get rid of it. I don't know if I'd really do anything to it. I think it'd be a fun bike to have. I don't think I would ride it all the time just because it's not necessarily that good on gas. I don't think for my size, it's not necessarily that comfortable on a motorcycle either.
I was pushing it. I'm probably too tall.
But once again, the individual that owns it bought a motorcycle to be able to go out and do those rides and everything with, and then have the VMAX as his toy.
Yeah.
I think that's the most appropriate way to own that motorcycle.
Yeah.
Goes back to our disposable income.
Well,
Yeah.
and with that bike too, I would probably ride it probably more than anybody here, but I liked it. For me, it checked a lot of boxes, and I think a lot of that has to do with just my
Yeah.
stature and the fact that it didn't block so much.
Well, he was
wind.
trying to get rid of you.
And
That's what it was.
you know, it's got the power. I could tour on it.
Oh, I would have loved
It's a fun bike. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I would definitely. That one is a ride for me.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would definitely ride it around. I don't know if it's something I would keep in the long term. It's a novelty motorcycle.
I think it's a motorcycle that's going to end up bringing a lot of money later.
Yeah, it's going to be a collectible motorcycle. It's going to be one of those that, hey, look at this badass muscle cruiser that I have. It sits inside. You know, you don't ride it every day because it's not practical to ride.
I
it
hate
every
the
day.
term muscle cruisers.
Well, that's what it is.
And for me, I think I could see myself riding that to work every day, honestly. I would put a lot less miles on my street glide if I had that motorcycle.
Papa Wheeler.
I know. I was too cramped on it.
I don't think I'd want to ride that thing in the rain.
No.
Yeah, and the rain would be tough.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit.
All right, second motorcycle.
I'll say the one that Tay almost bought today.
So a V65 Magnum,
Oh, no, the
No.
Sabre.
Saber.
V65.
So the V65 Sabre, I'm not going to sit here and talk about how great of a bike it is because it's not. But I had the V45 when I was in that training. I think I was in 8th grade when I got this bike, actually. So I love it because I love old stuff, and I also love it because it is a little piece of my childhood that I can kind of, you know, there's a sentimental value to it. So hopefully that deal goes through, and
Praying
I
for
get
you,
the
baby.
bike,
Yeah.
and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to ride it.
Good bike.
I'm going to ride it a lot.
It's a collectible motorcycle. That's what it ends up
Yeah,
being.
and hopefully, you know, later on, a few years from now,
It's
I might be able to double my money on it. I don't know if I can sell it.
I have a simple answer.
Burn it.
Burn it. I don't. I mean,
It doesn't do anything for you.
It
If you don't
doesn't.
have a sentimental value to the bike,
It
it's
doesn't.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
if I'm buying
has-
a bike of that vintage and that era and stuff like that, there's so many other motorcycles that I would go after.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
So,
It's a novelty. If you're going to keep it and maybe have it as some sort of collectible vintage, it's going to go into a collection. It's going to fill a space. Awesome. Other than that, I wouldn't go seek one out. Like,
makes me wonder if there's one at Barber.
oh,
I guarantee there
absolutely.
is.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I have everything.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I actually seen it.
It's not going to have 74,000 miles on it,
No. Which is probably just broken for that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
though. Oh, yeah.
All right, give us another.
Ooh, Heather's good at this. You got any?
Let's do a VFR 1200.
So, a VFR 1200, I'm going to put a little bit taller windscreen on it. I'm going to put the matching hard luggage on it. Probably do the different seat on it. There's a couple different companies that make a different seat. That, for me, the way you would treat a the Yamaha,
Yeah.
that's how I would do with the VFR 1200.
I think I would probably do the same thing.
That would be my daily
that's a
commute
touring-
back and
that's a
forth to
touring
work.
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get on there, you go for long distance.
But that would be my solo touring bike.
Yeah.
If I put her on the back of it, it wouldn't be for touring. It would just be to run around town.
I mean, that would be
Yeah.
so fun. Skyway, Dragon Loop, in the back.
Well, it's a sport touring motorcycle.
Yeah.
Only
Oh,
bike
it's a
that ever makes
blast
me
from
I felt the same way about the FJR.
Marcus can't make you scream.
Motorcycle.
I felt the same way about the FJR that was parked beside us last night.
Yeah, was that
Yamaha.
Was that a 1300 or a 1200?
I think FJRs are 13.
Yeah, I think it is 13.
I mean, that was a newer FJR,
Yeah.
too.
yeah, it's a good looking bike.
Well, it fits in that same vein as like the Kawasaki Concourse.
Yeah. I think that one was the better looking of all of them. The Yamaha was the better. Like the Kawasaki Concourse, I'm sure it's a great bike. It's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Really. It really is not a
It's-
Well, to be
got a
honest,
bike.
if you're comparing like the Concourse
Yeah.
and the FJR, you're not talking about the VFR.
Well,
You're talking about the
Yeah.
Honda, what is it?
the
ST
ST 1300.
Yeah.
Yeah, ST
But
1300.
that's got a transverse mounted V4.
Which again,
You
is
should ride one,
probably,
though. They're-
it's probably
they're
a
fun
great bike.
bikes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
they're
a great
fun
bike.
motorcycles.
It's just so damn ugly, though.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
It almost looks like a scooter.
But I think if I'm going in that realm, though, I'm looking more for the VFR, which is
Yeah.
slightly leaning
Yeah.
more towards a sport bike.
I still think the VFR is still in that same neighborhood, though, and it's probably
Well, it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
built as a sport touring motorcycle.
yeah.
It's more upright. You can put the big bags on there, the tour
Yeah.
pack, the big windshield.
Well, and the thing is, everybody that owns one loves it.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody that owns it
Yeah.
loves it.
We have another?
I don't have one off the top of my head, no.
Honda Valkyrie.
Do about what Daniel's sitting on. Do the Valkyrie.
Well, obviously, I'm going to ride it as is. Well, I did take the windshield off, so that's about it.
So
I love this bike.
What I'm going to do with this bike, if I was going to have this bike, it would be exactly like this one, the same color combo, just everything.
Matches
I-
pocket knife.
Matches the guy's
This
pocket knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I would clean it up really, really nice.
Or a
I wouldn't
romper.
do a single thing to it,
Just ride it.
and I would honestly, I probably because of what I have in the stable now, I probably wouldn't ride it that much. I would ride it a little, but this bike is such a. Every time I look at it, I think like Bel Air. You know.
Yeah, well, that color, yeah.
And the fact that you
Paint
don't
scheme.
see that many of these, well, not even paint scheme. So, I mean, yeah, the paint scheme, but so the crash bars, everything is arrow shaped, even down to the tail light. I mean, I would just keep it. I really would. I would keep
Just
it.
enjoy it as is.
Enjoy it. I'd ride it out to nightfall every now and again. I mean, this bike got more looks than anything in the parking lot when we were there. People came up, looked at it, and I think for the same reasons that I want a stable full of Z1s and KZ900s and 1000s, is the same reason I keep this one.
They have a following, a cult following.
Mm.
For the most part, it's
Other people enjoy it,
Yeah.
and
So-
I enjoy that.
I'm going to put T-bars on it and a Repsol paint job.
6 feet.
No,
Does Baker make a 6-speed for that thing?
the only thing I think about when I see those, and it's the same thing I've always thought about whenever I saw those, man, I wonder what you could put that motor in. That would be insane. But most of the things I think about are not two-wheel
Yeah.
things, because I've seen where guys have pulled 1800s out of gold wings and stuff, and they've stuck them in the back of rail buggies and all kinds of stuff like that. And I mean, I bet that motor would be fun for something like that. I mean, that's just. I would rather have a gold wing over the Valkyrie. Sorry.
Well,
But-
it fits a different market than the Goldwing. It fits in more with the Harley Davidson, the cruiser style bike.
Yeah.
You know, the guys on the fully fared Goldwings, you've got a 1,000-pound motorcycle.
Well, if I'm going to have a gold wing, to me, the gold wing and this are not even in the same neighborhood. If I'm going to have a gold wing, I don't want a gold wing of this year. I want the newest,
the new one
straight
with
off
the-
the assembly line gold wing. Other than that, I don't really want it.
Yeah,
I want, if I'm going to have 1999,
98.
98, between gold wing and this.
Well, that's the
I'm taking
thing.
this
If you
every
go back to a 98 gold wing and you compare it to this thing looks a whole lot better than a 98
I
gold wing,
agree,
because a
yeah.
98 gold wing looks like a 90 gold wing.
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Well, it
So-
didn't change.
because it pretty much
Yeah.
essentially is, I guess.
And it's faster.
I have another one.
What you got?
A medical Spitfire Scout 4 mobility scooter.
I'm going to get a 125 two-stroke Kawasaki engine.
Let's see a picture of it.
Yeah.
She's talking about a mobility scooter.
It's green, like Kawasaki green.
Yeah.
Ha!
I'm going to put a two-stroke engine on the back of it. And I'm going to...
You guys missed it when the two of those guys. This was back when Nightfall was
Very nice.
Nightfall, and they actually had the street full of motorcycles. There were two guys on mobility scooters racing each other down the street. Now
yeah.
they
And
weren't
we had fun on
revving.
those
They
things.
weren't revving at each other because we can't. But they were trying to abide by the law, and they were giving motorcyclists a good name.
I would put a two-stroke in it, and I would rev at everybody.
You would love
Would
it.
rev at everybody.
Put
I
some
would,
knobbies on it.
I'd be the coolest kid in town. I mean, how you going to compete with a 125 Kawasaki two-stroke dirt bike engine on a mobility scooter? There's actually a video
Well, we need two of them.
of somebody that did
Me
that.
too.
Well, one of us has to run like a Kawasaki engine, the other one has to run like a Yamaha engine or something like that.
Put one of those Honda Grom engines in there.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose immediately.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.